Dearly beloved, day 10 of our 40 days of discovering why we were born. Day 9, we learned about what God makes smiles and we looked at the story of Noah to take key lessons that can help us today to make God smile and for God to take pleasure in us. Today, day 10, the topic is a heart of worship. Are you a worshiper? Would you say you're a worshiper? Well, when we say a worshiper, we've learned from previous sessions that our worship is not about singing gospel songs. Worship is about what? Worship is what? Completely surrendering to God or completely offering ourselves to God. Now let's look at the scripture. Romans chapter 6 verse 13. Bible says, well, give yourself to God. Surrender your whole being to Him to be used for righteous purpose. So if you say you're a worshiper is somebody who has surrendered their whole life for God to use for His purpose. For you are focusing on God's plan for you, which means that whether it's painful, whether it's hard, you still surrender to God's plan. Jesus is an example. When He was going to be crucified, He said, Father, if it's possible, you should take this cup away from me. Nonetheless, God's will and not His will. It was a painful experience. He could have opted out by His will, but He still chose to go by God's will, which is the painful way. We also know in the Bible that Mary was a virgin. The angel of God came to her that God wanted her to bear a child. It would bring her disgrace and shame, but she still said the will of God would be done as the angel have said. We see Joshua in the Bible going for war, committing his plan to God. David also always inquired from God before he took any step in life. So, have you surrendered your whole life to God? Your day-to-day decision making, is God leading you? Is it according to God's plan, or you are living life according to your will, according to what your five senses tell you? Now, if you are struggling to surrender to God, it means that you have already surrendered to something else, because you can't serve two masters according to the Bible. So you need to leave that master and come and what? Serve God fully. Surrender to God fully. What are some of these masters that are hindering you from surrender to God? The first one is what? An example is what? Expectations of our parents. Some of us are living to please our parents. The expectations of peers. You are living to please your friends, your colleagues, people at your level. Some are just living for the opinion of others, like anybody's opinion, the public opinion is so important to you. Another master is money. Some are living or have surrendered to money. Fear. Some have surrendered to fear. Their whole life is in fear of something. Some is resentment. Somebody did something against them. They have so much hate and dislike for that person, and that is what driving their life. So they surrender their life to resentment. Others are pride. Others are ego. It's their ego that is controlling them. Lust. Especially the men, some of them are controlled by lust. That is what is leading all their decision making is centered around that. If you have surrendered to this thing, you will struggle to surrender to God. Today, God is calling you. God is calling us to surrender fully to Him, to offer our whole being, our whole life to Him. Okay? There's a song that says, Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hands, 'cause I can do this on my own. I'm letting go, so give me one more chance and save me from this road I'm on. Jesus, take the wheel. Let Jesus take the driver's seat in your life. Let Jesus take the wheel today in your life and let Him steer your life towards God's will, God's plan, and you will never regret it. You have absolute peace, absolute freedom, absolute sound mind, no frustration, The joy of the Lord will always be with you. Remain blessed. My name is Minister Mary Love, and I'll come your way again with day 11.